Greetings. It's been some time since I've done one of these. I hope that wherever you are, whenever it is, that you are well. Unless you're a racist or any other kind of bigot or Trump supporter. In that case, I come to you today because something's been happening that I don't quite understand. Now, I don't understand a lot. I don't understand why wrestling fans watch WWE if they hate the product. You're not doing anything. If you don't like the product, don't watch it. Oh, you're gonna watch it and bitch on Twitter? Oh, okay, you do you, man. It's not like there isn't like real fucking problems in the world right now, but you complain about a wrestling show. I don't understand why people believe that you need to have a significant other to be happy. You don't. I don't. I'm unhappy for other reasons, but not because I'm alone in the world. I like being alone. It's less complicated. And I don't have to wear pants. I am wearing pants. Don't worry. I am wearing pants. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. And I'm also not Jeffrey Toobin. And no, dude, we will never forget. But the thing that I don't understand is something that's been happening to me that it's just bizarre. So I'm just going to come right out and say it. I know this is going to sound crazy. I think Triple H is reading my mind. Seriously. It's getting kind of creepy. Allow me to explain. Last summer, or even before last summer, I started keeping a wrestling journal. Now, I have applied to be a writer's assistant for NXT. Never heard back, which I understand. I'm not upset about it. I'm just going to keep applying. But I was coming up with all these ideas for the NXT Women's Division, which, by the way, I'm a huge fan of. I'm a big wrestling fan, period. I'm a WWE guy, but more importantly, I'm an NXT guy in the NXT Women's Division, which I think, it's not hyperbole to say they're the most elite women's division in the world right now. They prove it every single night. And I started writing stuff, like just little ideas for things, that I thought, if I ever get the chance, I'll pitch this. But then weirdness started happening. Candice LeRae turning on Tegan Nox. That was something I theorized well over a year ago, but 6-7 months before it happened. But more directly, now it had to do with me getting 2K20, and I wanted to do a women's tag team tournament, and originally the prize was going to be a title shot. I think my champions at that point were Io and Kairi, the Sky Pirates, who they teamed a little bit in NXT, and they were pretty good. Kabuki Warriors was good. I would have really loved to see the Sky Pirates, but I also know that Io and Asuka were a tag team at one point, but also Io and Mayu Iwatani, who's the third pillar of that. Io, Kairi, and Mayu were the three top stars in Joshi Wrestling, in Stardom, in the promotion Pro Wrestling Stardom. And is that what it's called? I think so. I can't remember exactly. But I wanted to have this big tournament, and at the time I think Tegan and Dakota were my tag team that I was going to have win it. But then the tournament morphed. Tegan and Dakota broke up. I didn't care. I kept playing them as a tag team, and there was a lot. There's a longer process, but eventually the tournament grew, and I got down to a 16-team tournament with tag teams from around the world, and then in February of this year, it was announced that the women of NXT would be I'm sorry, my tongue rebelled against me, and honestly, I think it's trying to kill me, but that's another video. In February, it was announced that there would be the first ever women's Dusty Challenge, Dusty Cup, Dusty Classic. Excuse me. God, I feel like an idiot. Anyway, it's been a long year. At any rate, I'll cut all that and I'll insert here. Now, this tournament took, actually just start right from the, you see, last year I came up with, I was playing 2K20, and this actually probably started in 2019, but, I kept trying to make up this women's tag team tournament. And then I started thinking about all these teams, not just in WWE, but across the world that I would love to see in this tournament. And, creative wrestlers were all over, on the community boards, and eventually the tournament morphed and changed and grew to a 16-team tournament. And I thought, this is really cool. Now, all the while, I have applied several times to be a writer or a writer's assistant for WWE, specifically for NXT. So I've been keeping it under my hat until such time as I can pitch it, if that opportunity arises, knock wood and cross fingers. But then in February, it was announced, or late January, that the women of NXT will be participating in the first ever Women's Dusty Classic. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. I came up with the tournament. This was my thing that I came up with. Now, it's a little different. It's a smaller tournament, and it's Dusty Classic, and has a lot of, cookie-cutter teams that, where mine was all, teams that have been either team-ups that I would like to see, or teams that have been together for a while. And I was very concerned. And I thought nothing of it. And I'm like, oh, all right, they beat me to it. But then something else happened. You see, I also thought that the NXT Women's Division needed its own tag team championships. And the reason why I think that is because, now this is going to change because of the move to Tuesdays. But NXT and NXT UK, for that matter, they run in a very different schedule from the main roster, Raw and SmackDown. That's probably changing a little bit now, but and with COVID, obviously everything's ad hoc. Excuse me, and it is what it is. But, and there's a big but. It's just the women's tag team titles don't get to come to NXT that often. I think they've been defended 2 or 3 times. So having the NXT women's division have its own championships made all the sense in the world. And so that tournament that I was talking about morphed into something, and it kind of took a different turn. And I actually made up my own, through the Creative Championship, I made up NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. And I connected it to this tournament I come up with. Lo and behold, a couple weeks after the Dusty Classic, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and then Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart became Tag Team Champions for NXT. And I'm sitting there going, wait, oh, come on! I came up with that idea too. And 1 is a coincidence. 2, I don't believe it anymore. So the question is Triple H reading my mind? Is Triple H stealing into my subconscious in the dead of night and taking all my brilliant ideas so he can use them on TV and not pay me? I know what you're doing, man. And the thing is, there are other storylines. I have an entire booklet. I actually bought this journal to, to come up with stuff. I mean, and there's some good stuff in here. I have a trios tournament, which I think would be fun. You see, there it is. I don't know if you guys can read that. It's my printing, which is always, well, the less said the better. And I'm afraid that all the ideas that I've written down, that Triple H is coming for them. He's coming for my subconscious. Given my subconscious is kind of a dick, I don't really like him too much, but this is my stuff. And there's two other ideas that I think are coming because, and it's just the way I'm reading, the way things are, is that there's going to be, one is going to be a betrayal, and the other is going to be, one storyline is going to be a betrayal that leads to a reunion of sorts, and then another one is a tag team. I won't say exactly what it is. A partnership born out of a rivalry. And, and it's a tag team that I've actually talked about before on my Twitter page. And, I don't want to say anything definite now. I mean, I might as well, because Triple H is in my subconscious. Or he might be. But it's all very disconcerting, guys. It's all very disconcerting that I'm coming up with these ideas in my own head. And then they're appearing on television months later. It could be a coincidence, but it isn't, because nothing is a coincidence anymore. This is YouTube. This is the place where conspiracy theories run wild. Like the conspiracy theory that the Earth is flat, even though in the video that they're using to show that the Earth is flat, you can see the fucking curvature of the Earth. So this conspiracy theory, Triple H is reading my mind and stealing my ideas. I'm going to find out for sure. I don't know how. I don't really have a plan. But I need to know. And Triple H, if you watch this, please. If this is what is happening, please stop. If you want my ideas, I will happily give them to you. Just so long as you pay me, because, I'm an artist. I want to get paid for my work. You don't need to steal things from my subconscious, bro. I've applied to be a writer with your company. Just hire me and you can have all my ideas, do whatever you want with them, and then discard me like an old shoe or a sledgehammer that Sting broke in half, or Shawn. I don't know why I picked Shawn. Well, I don't know. You've beat up Shawn a lot. But look. I know that this is far-fetched. And I know this might be a desperate plea to tell a guy that I've applied to a job to that I have some good ideas and that we have similar thinking processes and that he should definitely hire me to write for the NXT Women's Division, because it would be an absolute dream come true for me. And I would love to work with those girls and be a part of a business that I have been in love with since I was 11 years old. And maybe it is. Or maybe it's because Triple H is a dream walker and I'm trying to expose the truth. We may never find out. Actually, we probably will. Because I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of responses to this. We may never find out. But until such time as I know for certain, Triple H, stop reading my mind. If you're doing it, I get it. I have some good ideas up here. One involves a cage, a chain, and a chair. I'll let you figure that one out. But if you're going to keep stealing into my subconscious and taking my ideas, can you at least pay me for them? Very least is give me a T-shirt or an Xbox Series X. I know that was a huge jump, but I'm taking a shot here. It's just I don't know. The ideas are all here, and I'd be willing to share them with you. But I kind of want to get paid for it, It's like, you didn't wrestle for free. Well, you might have. The indies back then were a little, well, yeah, less said the better. Anyway. I don't know where this is going, frankly. And that's probably a good thing. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. And then I am going to buy a dream catcher. I'm not sure where I'm going to be able to get one of those. But in conclusion, Triple H, if you are watching this, if you are, I just would like to say that I actually have applied to the writer's assistant position for NXT that was on the website a few months ago. I'm checking up on the website, careers site a lot. I'll reapply when a new position comes up. I've applied to several others, but in my application I did attach a document that was a letter addressed specifically to you, and I am, I all these ideas that I started getting, I started writing them down because, I've been a fan of wrestling since I was 11 years old. I would love to be a part of the business in a small way, and I love the NXT women's division. I love the girls that are in it, and I have some, I just have some stuff in my head that I've been trying to, organize, and I've started writing them down, and they're all in here, and, but if the answer is no, that's fine. Like, I completely understand. I have no experience in any field that could even remotely give me this job. But I figured I might as well take the shot. It would be a dream come true to be a part of the wrestling industry, be a part of WWE, and to work with people that I absolutely admire, and the talent in the NXT Women's Division, which I believe is second to none. I would be thrilled at the chance to help create some moments in any small way that I can. Being a wrestler is not exactly in the cards for me anymore. But that doesn't mean that I don't still want to be a part of the business. So I have applied. When new positions come up, I will be applying again. And I do hope that this reaches you and that you weren't too freaked out by my insane rantings. I realize that I sound like a less disheveled Sami Zayn right now. But I truly respect everything you've done with NXT. And, I actually feel kind of good that ideas that I came up with the year before were being put on television. And that tells me that, my ideas were kind of good. Even, you came up with them yourself. So, they can't be that bad. You're pretty good at your job. The internet doesn't think so, but what do they know? They thought for 10 years Cena couldn't. Actually, not even 10 years, like 20 years that Cena couldn't wrestle. But anyway, so I hope that at the very least anybody watching this got a few chuckles. To my family members, yes, I have taken my meds. To my friends, thank you for not asking if I've taken my meds. And to everyone else, I hope everybody's keeping safe. Have a great week. It's Monday, and you know what that means. God bless you, Brody. I still can't fully fathom that, Brody Lee. Just, yeah. But anyway, take care, everybody. get vaccinated, wear a mask, wash your hands, be good to each other, don't be racist. And finally, to Triple H, I will completely understand if you block me on every social media platform and every application I send through to WWE gets put in the trash heap because this video is crazy as hell. So, thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, and one more thing to Triple H, as I might never actually get to say this to your face, but you were my first wrestling angle when you married Steph in the drive-thru. Which, looking back, is a little suspect. But I didn't realize how much of why I really got into wrestling was because of you as a heel, and how much I hated you and wanted to see you come to harm. And you know, when you said dad, like when you said dad, I can't do it. Just in that tone of voice, just that will echo in my head forever. And it was absolute genius, and I've been a big fan of your career. So thank you for all the years of entertainment you've given me, and I hope that I get to tell you in person one day. And to everyone else, I think I've already said enough, so I'm just going to vanish into the night, or mid-afternoon. Ah, crap, it didn't work. I'll just turn this off.